no one's allowed to be racist, in my opinion.
No. Can only white people be systemically racist in Philly, would you say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. I mean, well, yes. Yes, because of what I said earlier. Yes, only white people. Yep.
It's majority black population in Philly.
It is. Yep. Yes.
He keeps going from no to yes to no to yes. Well, I don't know.
Only white people be racist.
Ooh. Oh dear God, that's that type of question.
I would say probably due to systematic reasons.
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but they primarily are.
Right. Okay.
Nah. Hell no.
No.
It's a very, very controversial question.
It's not that bad.
Where is this gonna go?
Yeah. YouTube.com.
Holy f***.
You can answer that one.
No.
No.
What do you think?
Anybody racist. Anybody could be racist. Racists don't have a color.
I feel like just about everybody could be racist.
Everyone's capable of being a jerk and discriminating based on race.
Yeah.
And everybody can be racist if they really want to.
When you think about what happened to our ancestors for 400 years, you could say yes.
I feel like black people only think because, you know, what they went through and they call people and all that. Excuse my French. I'm black, so, you know. But, you know, like, they feel like they the ones only entitled to racism.
You could say white people could only be racist, but then at the end of the day, when you go through some of the shit that you go through here with like everybody, it's just like everybody has a little bit of racism in them, not just white people.
I think that prejudice exists no matter what race you are, but when we're talking about racism, that's a white people thing.
Racism is a white people thing. And I will say the majority of people have answered this question and said, no, everyone can be racist. The majority of people on the screen so far have said that. But obviously, I'm going to talk about the minority. Not the literal nation's minority, but the minority in the video who says only white people can be racist. Racism is showing prejudice to another race based off of how they look. So off of that, only white people, like, that doesn't even make sense. Everybody can be racist. Literally everybody can be racist. There are black people in America dealing with racism. There are white people in America dealing with racism. There are Asian people in America dealing with racism. There are Hispanic people in America. You can go to any race and find a group of people who deal with racism or who have experienced racism. So to sit here and say, oh, I know we are a melting pot of races in America, but only white people can actually be racist, it's kind of like you're giving special privilege to white people by saying that they're somehow above other races because only they can possibly give this racism out. We can't experience racism from other people because other people aren't even near us on our level. We aren't equal to other people. We're above them. And I know that that's not what you're trying to say, but it is what you're saying, because if you're saying only they can be racist, that's like, you know what that's like saying? That's like saying you have some kids and the little brother hits the big brother and the parents say, oh, don't hit him back because you're way stronger than him. If you hit him back, you're going to hurt him. He doesn't hurt you. That's kind of the same thing here. You're saying only white people can be racist because when minorities say something to white people that would literally be racist, you don't look at it as a real insult. You don't look at it as a real thing because in your mind, white people are up here and every other race is just down here.
How do you say so?
Because white people are the problem.
I actually don't know my feelings on it because I feel like white people did kind of create racism. So, but I don't know if I could
create racism just in the world.
Yeah.
There's not vitriol and hatred for like specific groups of people that are just perpetuated by white people, although I would say that white people are probably the main perpetuators of that.
Right. You think in the world, or you're just saying in the United States?
In the world and in the United States.
So why are white people the problem?
Because they just think they're better than everybody else. I don't know.
I don't think it's dependent on what your race is. I think some people weirdly can be racist against their own race.
I'm African American. African American is racist against their own African American people.
How do you see that in your view?
I don't like some African Americans.
I think it depends more on like who is directing the racism towards, who it's being directed towards.
Like
Puerto Ricans and Mexicans or Chinese and Japanese.
There's Hispanic people and there's Asian people.
White race, there's black race, there's Hispanics, Chinese people, Cuban people,
Filipino, Arab. And there's Indian people. White and black are not the only two races on this planet.
You don't gotta be white, black, or like, you know, anything. You could be purple and you could be racist.
So obviously, white people can't only be racist because they're their own race. So you can obviously be racist towards them too.
It's cultured by environment.
Sure.
So if you look at children that grow up in diverse neighborhoods, they don't have an inherited sense of racism. It's something that's inbred and taught. So anybody can be taught to hate somebody.
I've been in places where I've seen Caucasian people get discriminated against right away. I've been in places
Asians, Hispanics,
all of these things. I've been in places where I've seen these things happen, but they had to learn this from somewhere.
You can mold children into whatever you want them to be.
Exactly.
White people have a systemic advantage over any other racial group, and so in that sense, white people are the only group capable of enacting racism.
And that's what I was saying, man. People who believe, and I'll stand on this, I'm saying it, people who believe that only white people can be racist have a superiority complex. I genuinely believe that. People who believe that only white people can be racist have a superiority complex. He just said it. He said we have a systemic advantage over black people or over so-and-so race because there are other races. I hope people know that there's Hispanic people, there's Asian people, there's Native Americans. There's a lot of race. Like there's races in America. It's not just black and white. So even to believe only white people can be racist is insane, but I digress. If you think only your race can impose such terrible things like racism, you just in your mind are delusional. You have a superiority complex and you're delusional. And I'm a little afraid of you because I don't want you near me. I don't want you near me thinking that you have so much power over me and no matter what, I'm not able to oppose this thing over you. Like you have an issue and I don't want to be near you.
All derived from something. It just wasn't something people were born with. It had to be learned. It had to be taught.
Where did you learn your definition of racism?
Sociology classes.
Yeah.
I majored in sociology in college. I just graduated.
Right. Do you mind if I ask you, could you define racism for me, or at least do your best?
Hating another person or a group of people based upon what they look like, what color their skin is, what part of the world they come from.
You have folks that do have power, privilege, things of that nature, and if they are able to kind of suppress anyone that doesn't have power due to discrimination of color and race, I think that's racism.
I was not prepared to be quizzed right now.
Discrimination against another.
Institutionalized racism.
Thinking you're better than anybody else because of the color of your skin or where you were born or yeah.
If you're filled with hate and you're hating based on skin color, you're a racist.
I agree with that.
Fair enough. You guys, let's take a few moments to talk about
So, like I thought, majority of people know that like races can be, any race can be racist. Majority of people already understand this. It'd be the people who, how do I say this? It'd be the people who are brainwashed who don't believe this. And it sucks because I don't think a majority of people are brainwashed. I don't think that. Maybe I'm wrong though, because what I've been seeing online has kind of proven otherwise, or it's proving otherwise, but I genuinely believe I don't think majority of people are brainwashed. I hope I'm right. I have faith. I'm very optimistic about that. I'm kind of young though, so anyways. But there's always those few people who learn these from sociology classes, who learn these from wherever they grew up at, who just have these crazy takes. And it sucks because the population of these people are growing year by year. And it's insane. It's affecting businesses. It's affecting day-to-day lives. So I just hope this doesn't progress too far before it's too late.
It's been the definition for a while, has just been, you know, the belief that one race is superior or inferior to another, and or discrimination based on race.
Okay.
So, is any race capable of that or no?
I think anyone's capable of feeling superior over others.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
I feel like every race is capable of it.
Now, you mentioned power. Where did you get that definition from? Like, where did you learn that from?
So I think that, let's say my child, right? does he have power over me in some sense? Can he stop me from getting a job or anything like that? I don't think he can.
I think historically speaking, it is unlikely that any other race other than white people are capable of actually oppressing others, thereby...
Because of the percentage of them. Is that what we're looking at?
It's a majority thing. It's also just a power thing.
Even historically speaking, that's wrong. If you're going back to slavery or the transatlantic slave trade, black Americans were literally sold into slavery. Do you understand the concept of that? He says historically speaking, and I'm assuming he's talking about Western civilization. Go back to the peak of that. Go back to the chapter 1, the origin of that transatlantic slave trade. We were sold by other Africans into the transatlantic slave trade. They weren't even American at that point, but to Europeans or whatever, or Spanish people. That's literally how it happened. So when it comes to superiority and racism, historically, you're not even right. And I'm assuming you study history or sociology. I don't know what you went to school for, but you brought up history, so I would have thought you've known this. That's the most direct form of superiority I can think of. You're selling someone else. It doesn't get any more superior than that. If someone sells you, they obviously believe they have power over you. They are looking at you as a product, and that's what happened. We were sold from people who are black as me to people who are white. That's how it began. That's chapter 1 of it.
It's a wealth inequality thing. It's just our cards are stacked against other races from being able to do that.
Okay.
The global system of white supremacy has white people at the top and black people at the bottom.
Because white people have the power, have had the power in this country specifically.
Right.
And racism is different where you're talking about the United States racism versus in other countries. In other countries, it's mostly like colorism.
I think an important distinction is between racism and prejudice. Anyone is capable of prejudice, which is an action, but racism is systemic. Racism is people enacting power over other people.
You have folks that do have power, privilege, things of that nature, and if they are able to kind of suppress anyone that doesn't have power due to discrimination of color and race, I think that's racism.
I just feel that the word racism has lost its meaning, or has changed its meaning from when I was young. We were young.
In Philly, who can be racist here?
No one's allowed to be racist, in my opinion.
No. Can only white people be systemically racist in Philly, would you say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. Yes. Yes, because of what I said earlier. Yes, only white people. Yep.
It's majority black population in Philly?
It is. Yep. Yes.
So still only white people can be racist in Philly, though?
Yeah, because again, it's not a majority, solely a majority issue.
So he's just confused. He keeps going from no to yes to no to yes. Well, I don't know. Bruh, I don't understand people like this. I really don't get you. Just be normal. Say yes, anyone can be racist. Like, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. I don't think that's a liberal thing to say. I don't think that's a conservative thing to say. I think that's just a normal thing to say. Like, yeah, anyone can be racist. I'm sure there are white people who are watching this video who have experienced racism from another race. I'm sure there are black people watching this video who have experienced racism. I'm sure there's Asian people. It's any race, man. Like, I hate this discussion because people are trying to virtue signal all the time as if you're just on this higher level of moral superiority where you think, oh yes, only white people can be racist because historically speaking, no, bruh. No, just be normal, man. Anyone can be racist. It's okay. Like, it's not racist to say that. It's normal. It's a normal human thought.
There's more black people here, but when you look at who the rich people are, when you look at who's in control of all the systems and everything, we do have a black mayor, the first black mayor in the history of this entire city. So it's like, doesn't look great, you know?
And he just made that up. Like, he's just making this up. The first black mayor in the city was Wilson Goode in 1988. No, it was before that. It was 1984. It's been 4 black mayors since then, including him. That's insane. You just lied, man. You just lied. Anyways, if you have any suggestions for me, comment down below. Make sure you check out James Klug's channel. The video is titled, Can Only White People Be Racist? Philly edition. It's LFR Jojo, and I'll see you guys in the next one.